Hello, 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 and welcome to Space Engineers on the Xbox on my Series X. It's update day 1.198 is out, Warfare 1, and the DLC with it. So let's dive into this. My first video of this had no sound, so I'm doing it all over again. But that's what happens. Warfare 1. Big update. We now have damage hit and enemy player indicators. I can't show you some of this, but I can show you the damage indicator. So if we pop down here and I open fire, you'll see that there is indeed a flash on the crosshair. If I go to the menu, you'll see that we've had a UI change. You can change your crosshair, customize your iron sight switch state, so you can have holding in the left trigger to bring up your iron sights rather than toggle. And you can select the type of crosshair, look for each type as well. So if you want the colour to change for each type, you can see change there. So if you wanted enemy hit red, you could do that. We now have vertical and horizontal recoil functionality for hand weapons. This is one of the new pistols. If you look, it does have recoil. There's been a hand weapon rebalance. So all of the hand weapons in this game have had their stats adjusted to make them more consistent, easier to use, and so on. What else? Well, we're looking at one of the things in the free part of the update, since we're not talking about the paid DLC bit at this point. This is the Series S pistol. And as I said, you'll notice that there is recoil. S10. Fairly powerful. Takes a lot of shots to bring down one of these target dummies. Then the S28. This is a full auto extended ammo pistol. S10E. Get a red dot sight and a modified feather trigger, so it's easier to put shots exactly where you want them. Also, two new weapons. The R01 rocket launchers. And the PR01 precision sight. This is going to be useful against those pesky drones. I can imagine this weapon would be extremely useful in a scenario like Frostbite. What else? Well, all the hand weapons in the game have reload animations. Pistols rifles. You may also notice that the rifles have been given a bit of an update as well. Everything has been unified. Fresh coat of paint and more stats and updated stats. In fact, if you listened, you could also hear brand new rifle shot sounds. And there's been a complete rework on the ammo for the hand weapons, but I'll just quickly show you. Rifle recoil. So let's go. MA20. Next one. As you can see, there's a lot of recoil. MA30E, top end rifle, submachine gun type thing. Very nice. Really powerful gun. Magazines have had a visual overhaul as well. So I will leave links in the description of this video to both the update post and Marek's post, where you can actually see some very nice animated GIFs and pictures of this various update of the magazines and so on. Also, the target dummy block. We get this as part of the free update. This reacts to bullets, so you can set it up like a switch. Light goes off, light goes on. Off, on, off. It's also hit dependent, so headshots do more damage. We've had 2 new passage blocks to go with the original passage block. This passage 2 block and passage 2 side blocks, which means you can make much wider passages now on your stations and ships. More interesting interiors. There's the PvP scenario, the uranium heist. Again, you'll be able to see more on that if you follow the link to Marek's blog. And a few other things. They've optimized the voxel physics, and the voxel texture array streaming basically means the game will run better. There's a new light texture for the car spotlights. There have been player names for combat scenarios, and a whole bunch of other things added into various world settings for servers and so on, which you'll be able to look at in the update feature section of the support site, which I will link. And that is pretty much the free update side of Warfare 1 Field Engineer. Bunch of weaponry balances, new weapons, new blocks. But what about if you pay the £3.29 from the Microsoft Store and buy Warfare 1 Field Engineers pack? What did you get with that? Well, I'm combining that. But before I do it, there was another thing as well that I wanted to talk about. Your assembler has been changed a little. There is now a production tab for consumables. If you look at the consumable tab, you'll see there's magazines now for all weapons. And each gun has its own specific magazine. There no longer is the universal ammo. There's now specific ones for each type of firearm. Something to bear in mind. Field Engineer, then. We get the half cover block. It's a really nicely designed block with some good text and provides decent cover to shoot over. There's a fire cover block. What else is there? We have the half window block, and if you use single half windows and rotate them like I've done here, you can make little viewing positions or even windows on stations, bases or ships, and you can attach seats and other things to them on this side. So these are extremely good. They come in two variations with the various invert parts of them as well. So you've got the half window corner, you have the half window inverted, the half window itself, the half window corner inverted. You get those. Then you get the weapon rack block, storing all your weapons inside and your ammo. These fit nicely with the other decorative blocks, and they look good. Those people that like to design interiors, we have more passage blocks. There are actually 5 new passage blocks now as part of this Field Engineer DLC. There's your half windows, and so if you go to here, you will notice that no longer can you see the pillar. It's been moved. There's the 2 from the free update, and there are 5 from the paid. You will now find the pillar over here, along with the fire cover blocks. So this is the kind of thing you can do with the interior passages you get with the paid DLC. They work with the other doors, and then there's one of my favorites, which is the lit passage. Lit passage has its own lights built in, so you don't have to light it at all. Another new block. Embrasure block. Great for fighting spiders on curtain, or wolves, or drones. Gives your base that defensive look. And then we come over here. You get the assault suit skin, aka the stormtrooper skin, when you colour it white. It's a good solid looking skin, looks ready for war, nicely designed, chunkier than the regular engineer suits, looks as though it would actually protect you in a fight. And then finally we get 2 new emotes. One of my favourites, finger guns. That one again. And got hit. They got me. There you go. That's the paid part of Warfare 1. Field Engineer. Excellent bunch of blocks to add more detail and interest to your ships. lit passages for your bases and ships, and fences to protect your headquarters from invading spiders and wolves. And if you're playing PvP or you're on a PvP server, other engineers. There you go. That is Warfare 1. There are a lot of patch notes as well. I'm not going to go through them all, but there are tons of fixes and various things which I will link in the description of this video. And one of the things I did notice is that they have fixed not having access to the mod radial when in survival when using creative mode tools. You'll find this under the support site fixes. Basically. There you go. Warfare 1. As I said, I'll link all the relevant information, including Marit's blog and the support site. Till then, till the next video, which will be a mod showcase. And it will feature something very interesting. Bit of a teaser. Just before I take this video offline, you may notice that this little ship is hanging there as if by engineering magic. I assure you that it is actually using thrusters. These thrusters cause no damage to the blocks inside, and they can be hidden in a grid. What are they? They're a mod by Flare EK, and they have a distinctive Star Wars feel. If you're familiar with Star Wars, a lot of the ships in Star Wars use repulsor lift technology. Well, thanks to Flare, space engineers can now use repulsor lift technology, and those ships with hidden thrusters are completely possible. I'll be looking at that in more detail, plus other things as time goes on. As I always like to say, stay safe, take care, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thanks for the support. More to come. Bye for now.